Now with 100% more ducks.
Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm on the FTOG Avant3 server, hanging out here at spawn with my little FTOG Christmas tree behind me. And as you can tell from the hat, it's Christmas time. And as you could tell by all the videos I uploaded the last 2 weeks, I didn't have my hat on because I recorded them earlier. For about the last 2 weeks, I was off visiting my family and sadly computerless. Well, I had a laptop, but it was a work laptop and no games is the rule. And even if I had to, could put games on it, it wouldn't play the Minecraft with modded stuff. No, it's just not powerful enough. So I recorded all the videos you saw in the last 2 weeks before. And so this is the first time that I'm actually back home going, yay, back home. It's always great to be back home after a long vacation and sleep in your own bed and have a good night's rest that way. But yeah, sparkly up there. Do you see the sparkly? That is an absolutely fantastic tree topper by Toddy. He went ahead and made that. It's actually generating 1,000,000 RF per tick. Whenever it's glowing like that. If you haven't already, go check out his videos because he goes through quite a few videos to get this in place. And I think it absolutely looks fantastic. And I love that look. So let's see, what else do we need to do? Let's go back to base. Home. And yeah, Relic was busy. He came by and gave me a Christmas tree here. You should check out his videos too because he actually made this with chisel and bits. And I love the look. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and keep this here. And I love how he found the one spot where it actually had enough room. I'm thinking we need to see a little bit more here. So let's bust up the ceiling a bit. And I'm thinking, let's go ahead and put these up a little bit higher. Oh, no, not that's too high. Let's put it to higher, but not that high. Yeah, let's go ahead and bump this up like this. And, oh yeah, see that now we can see that top a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this here. I love it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And, when it's July, that's okay. It still will look absolutely fantastic. Other stuff, Link had come by a long time ago and hung this little mushroom terrarium from Biomes of Plenty on here. And I thought it looked really cool. It's got a little chain coming down. But I was thinking, as nice as it is right here, I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. Let's yank that out here too. I was thinking of sticking it over here. And so I made this little stand out of silver because I've got silver, but I can't place it here. But I can place it on a block, and then let's bust this up, bust that up, and so there. It's got its own little stand to stand on. It's not quite centered because you can see if you see the hitbox here, it's shifted over one block. But I wonder... Let's break that, put down a solid again, break this. If I place it down, no, it seems to always, what if I come over here and place it down? No, it seems like it always seems to shift that way. So, oh well, I'm going to go ahead and put my little stand here, so it's got its own little thing to hold on, so that'll look good. And Link was also busy. If we go downstairs, over here is a chicken farm that goes like gangbusters. Here, let's break this open. The one thing I did is I went ahead and I put a sound muffler right there because these ducks, unfortunately, are quite loud. In fact, if we go up here, hey, I said I wanted to go up here. They've got a bunch of ducks up in here that are laying eggs and, unfortunately, shedding feathers. And they all push into that dropper or hopper there, which pushes into this dispenser. And there is a bug. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily a bug, but if I turn this on here, it will start dispensing out the stuff. But there is an issue with this setup. and it's not Link's fault at all. If this is full, it stops working. But if you yank out a stack or two, let's get a couple stacks out of there, then the signal strength is sufficient that it will go ahead and start toggling back and forth and start working correctly. So, yep, let's go ahead and toss those into here. And what happens is, as the chickens up there, or ducks in my case because of the texture pack, as they lay eggs, then that signal will push them out to here. And really, no new ducks? Oh, there's one. So a little baby duck will occasionally spawn out of those eggs that are being dispensed out. Did it stop again? Yep, it stopped again. Fine. And they will occasionally get spit out here. And the result come into here. And it will go ahead and make you some yummy cooked duck, which is, delicious. Absolutely. So... come on. Don't freeze up on me. There we go. I think what I will do, though, I think I will go ahead and slaughter the ducks that are up there. Once they lay enough to fill this up with eggs, so I have a good supply, I'll go ahead and get rid of the cedar ducks, just so that they're not kind of causing too much of a strain on the server. I don't know. How many ducks are up here? Let's take a quick F3. Entities. Looks like about 30 some odd entities. Really? I thought there may be more. Yeah, so it says about 30. So there's a good number of ducks there. Not a super huge number. I've dumped more when I made these farms before, but that's pretty fun to have and nice to have. So let's go ahead and grab the feathers out of here, because feathers are a nice little byproduct, but they're not exactly what we're looking for now, is it? Nope, no, it's not. So let's go ahead and turn that off. These guys will grow up and then die. The death. All right, so other stuff. Let's go ahead and dump these things away here and dump that, and I'll fiddle with that later. I've got some heads on me. So let's go up and up one more into the Hall of Heads. And let's go ahead and stick them over here. So we've got 2 more heads. I think, because, these came in just before I went off to visit the family. And so it's very, very possible that I may have missed somebody else in the last 2 weeks. But if not, or if I have missed you, go ahead and send me a quick message. Let me know that I have missed you and I'm a terrible person. And I'll go ahead and put your head back up onto the wall. Or if your head's not up there yet, just give me your in-game name and I'll do that. Oh, I saw the video. It was TechnoJock who went ahead and put this little cover on here. And I love the chiseled bits. It looks absolutely fantastic. I think that's great. And so that's why I keep it. I keep all the pranks, and I love how that looks. It looks fantastic. So, yep, I still access everything back here. Anyway, so that's the tree chicken. Oh, something that I'd done earlier. I made that change. Oh, before I do that, let's make some sound mufflers. Sound mufflers. So let's make a couple of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we need some wool of some sort. Gimme. All right. A while back, I had made a change to the nether drop. And, because it was really ugly where it was. And it just so happens that the location of here on the overworld for the nether portal is right here. So I talked with Toddy, and we agreed to go ahead and set up a communal portal here. So let's go in. And he put some sound mufflers down below. But I didn't put any up here. And he was going, because, yeah, it is loud. So let's go ahead and put some down just to muffle the sound a little bit. Nope, not you. You. There we go. And one more. Oh, yeah, see, so much more peace and quiet here. Alrighty, so that's a good thing. Let's cover those up so nobody knows. All right, so and then we've got this little chiseled bits which covers up down below. Oh, hey, there's a villager over here. He's one of the few that survived the trek. I noticed a bunch of them pushed each other into the lava. Oh, another guy over here. Anyway, let's go down below. Oh, before we do that, one suggestion I got was to change the redstone lamps up there to a kind of nether-like glowstone agglomeration, and I said, "Oh, I kind of like that idea." So thanks, David. That's an excellent idea. I changed it. I think it looks better. And let's take a look at what Toddy's been doing recently. This is what he set up down here for the landing pad, so to speak. I'll spin around a little bit and take a quick look. I told him, make whatever you want. I offered him first, would you like to do this? And he said, sure, that sounds like a great idea, because I was gone and I couldn't do anything with it. And I passed that to him, and he said, well, what would you like? And I said, anything you want. You can do anything. And so he came up with this, and I'm loving the look. He's using woods that I haven't, fir here, plus a bunch of the hardened stone brick, which looks fantastic. And also the clay here, the green hardened clay stairs. I love the look. I love the zombie and skeleton horses too. So he's been doing a bunch of really cool work here that, if you haven't already taken a look, again, go check out Toddy's channel. This is looking absolutely fantastic, and it gives a nice feel of, hey, there's something here, as opposed to the little cobblestone cover we had for the portal, which looked absolutely terrible. So I'm glad that we're getting this going, and yay, Toddy, for making that happen. So let's go ahead and zip back to base, and we'll go faster this way, because, fast. All right, some other stuff. Let's dump off this. I had done the work with the slime farm, trying to get some mana, and there were some excellent suggestions. Thump. And let's slide down here. And a lot of people laughing at me because, I deserve to be mocked. Because this right here, if the slimes land on top of the floating Narslimus, they die. It's a solid, so anything landing on top of this will go ahead and die. And I hadn't caught that. I hadn't caught that at all, even though I recognized that the vacuum chest and the regular chest, that would do the same thing. But it's been working. I went ahead and stuck those plates there to kill anything that fell through. And I'll talk about the holes that fell through. And you can see I collected a bunch of slime balls, and some zombie came through, and I'm guessing maybe it spawned right on these, because if we F7 to take a look at the lights, it's saying that this has just got enough light it could spawn here. I don't know if it can on top of the spike plates, but if it did, then it instantly died, and that was the end of it. So yeah, silly zombie. But if we zip through the walls here, we can see that it has been producing some mana here for us. Let's see, there's my wand. It's produced some mana, so about a quarter of a tank, so a little bit less than a full mana pool, because there's 4 of them here. So it has been working, which I think is very nice. And there were several comments that people made that I'm thinking about incorporating here. One of them, actually nobody made this, but instead of instead of using the painted glowstone that I've got in here right now, I'm going to go ahead and put in here these jack-o'-lanterns, because they work as lights. Let's F7 again. So this is not spawnable for any mobs, like the stupid zombie. So that will work out nicely there. But these are also solids, he said, thinking, well, it may not be solids. No, I think they will spawn on top of these jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah. Thinking about it, I think they will spawn on top because of the light. It's a solid, as opposed to these painted glowstones. Glowstones are not a solid. Well, they're solid, but they're you know what I mean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through here and I'm going to bust out all of these. Actually, before I do that, I should put a solid underneath, because you can't place a jack-o'-lantern. Here, show you what I mean. You can't place a jack-o'-lantern with nothing below it. See, I'm clicking here and nothing's happening. But if I come down below, and I'm going to put these basalt pieces where I see the glowstone. Where is it? They're painted glowstone. And painted glowstone right there. Then I can go ahead and put a jack-o'-lantern up above that. There he goes. Thank you for making me some mana. And so now I can go ahead and put a jack-o'-lantern here, and it works just fine. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and break all these, get them with the jack-o'-lanterns. Do I really need to? No, but I'm thinking, since this is not a super duper efficient farm, partially because I haven't gone around and lit up all the areas around. You can see the little mini map. I've got a bunch of little red mobs all over, so I need to go through and stop them from being so obnoxiously all over the place. And there's the painted glowstone. Oh, it's not centered over the other. Why not? We'll just center it because I can. Put that there, break that there. Anyway, so it doesn't spawn super duper duper uber fast, so I figure I might as well go ahead and do some work to make this a little bit more efficient. And one of the suggestions, and I thought was an excellent one, and why are you... Stop going that direction. You're supposed to be pushed away. This is one of the problems. The water, while it does move them, is not sufficient to move them if they are resisting. And he's kind of resisting a little bit. So I was thinking vector plates underneath. I was initially thinking vector plates would work really well. And he's gone. But the problem is any slime that would drop on to those vector plates from above would die, because they're solids, and the little teeny tiny guys would drop over and dead. But I can chisel and bit some water and put a layer of water up here, and that actually does work. Having tested it before, that actually does work as like falling through water barriers arrests your fall, so you don't go splat below. That does work. And so I'm thinking I can get some vector plates, and the other thing I was thinking of doing, breaking that there, coming over here, breaking that, and putting the Narsalimus there. Nope, he's just out of range. Nope, can't put him there. Let's go ahead and find my... Oh no, let's do a little bit of glowstone here, because it's kind of dark. Let's break this and put him right there, because these do push everybody into this area, so that should work just fine. And are you still bound? You are still bound to the mana spreader, so that'll work out just fine. In fact, if I really wanted to, I could put him here and make another one there. But the thing the other thing I was looking at is I could do the vector plates here and move them all to one, or I could kill them up here on the platforms. And I'm thinking that may be what I do. But to do that, first I'm going to go ahead and get all these lights switched. And then I'm going to actually put some... A little bit further. Yep, and he's gone. And then I'm going to get some dirt, and I'm going to make me a bunch more of these Narsalimus. I'm not sure if it's slim or slime. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and set this up. I'm thinking of putting some Narsalimus here on the platform and enclosing it so that they don't have any place to go. They don't need to fall down. They can just be consumed here, and then I'm going to send the mana down and then transport it back up. So I'm going to make me... One, I'm going to get these lights in place, and two, I'm going to go ahead and make me a bunch more Narsalimus. And this should be the 32 that I need. It is. Alright, so let's zip over there. Yeah, this is another way of getting to it. So I made some changes, and I've got dirt here on each of these spots. And if we take a look, you can see there's a border around the edge of one, and it goes in, and there should be a gap of 2 in the middle where it's not going to hit. But that's okay, because I'm going to encase this all up, so they're not going to be able to bounce around, and eventually they'll bump into some Narcelimus location, and away it goes. And rather than the hovering plants, which I really do like, these are transparent blocks, and so stuff should be able to spawn in this region and completely ignore this flower bean here, so that should work. And let's see, grab this. These should all be bound to... They are not bound. They are going to be bound there. Oh, he's bound. Are you bound? Why are you not bound? You bind there. Are you too far? Is that the problem? Oh, that's weird. All right, you know, but you are... Oh, weird. It's almost as if it can't connect to that, because this one is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks away, and that's happy. This one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks away, and it's saying no. Oh no. Why are you unable to... Oh, I redirected it. I didn't want it to go there. You go here. Nope. Let's grab another spreader, just toss it right there. Can you connect? You there. Oh, weird. It's like this can't connect. Oh, now it does. You there. Yeah, it's like it's too far away and doesn't like it. Alrighty. So I think what I will have to do then is set these up so I have mana spreaders like here. And then this guy would bind, not function mode, bind mode. This guy would bind here, and this guy would bind here. Are you happy? You're still not happy. They should be not that particular. But okay, so I may have to have lots of mana spreaders. I thought they would be much, much happier. Anyway, the end result is these guys should all be bound up here. We'll have these on each of the different areas. You know, I could put a mana spreader underneath. I was really hoping I could just have the one there, but it's being obnoxious. So I will go ahead and fiddle with the mana spreading. But the idea is that these guys will all connect here. Anything that spawns in here will just instantly get eaten up pretty much by the flowers. Then the mana spreaders will go ahead and shove the stuff away. And I was thinking of routing it down to here. You can see where it was coming down the center and then it's coming to here. This would shoot off to a spot like here. Oh, do I have a pool? I do have a pool. And so it should all just, happily gather there. But it's being obnoxious, so I can't do that. I will go ahead and fiddle with those and figure out why that's happening. At the very least, separate channels for each. And then I'm thinking of using mana carts, those little mine carts that would run them up to where I have my little botania area, and then the mana that's being generated here will just automatically go up there and can be used. I figured, why not use it? So, it beats having to send it food to do what stuff that it needs. Do I have more than I need? I have more than I need. I thought I had 32. Oh, that's where I'm missing him. I can count. Yes, I can. All right, so I will go ahead and figure out why these guys aren't binding. That's just so weird. So, very strange. It's just not binding. Just out of range, I guess. I could go ahead and put all 4 of those, but that's eating up even more spaces. And so, no, I think I'll go on the outside and then route the mana through. So Alright, I need to make a whole bunch more of these mana spreaders. I've made a little bit of progress, and server just backed up, so yay! Here's what I decided, since I was coming through here enough, that I'd go ahead and stick a little door in the way. So, you know, it makes it easier to pop back here. Went ahead and made it hardened stoned all the way through, and thump. Yeah, it's hardened stone all on the outside. I decided, yeah, it needs to look better than what it does now. And because these little buggers here won't connect perfectly to the mana spreaders unless they're really close, I went ahead and stuck one for each. Yeah, that's about as good as I could get it to go. And you can see I've got these little water channels here. It's a little bit of chiseled water. I also have chiseled water right here. And you can see I've got the vector plates, and they're fairly fast, so things go zipping along. So if anything hops off, you know, and spawns right here on the edges, then they will fall down, hit here, and zoom, gone. So that's the plan, and it's been working pretty effectively here, I must admit. I went ahead and stuck a few more lights just around. I also moved the pumpkins from here to there, so it covers up the center. And yeah, this is working nicely. How nicely? Well, over a mana pool worth of nicely. So that's going very, very nicely. Went ahead and put on some potency and velocity lenses on each of these, so they go zip faster. They all come down, and then those hook to here. This one hooks into there, and then that feeds into this mana pool. Oh, I had just cleaned it out. So we got a little bit extra mana, so that works. And then this little guy down here, he is bound to that one up there. So, yeah, you can see the little lines zipping around, and it's like I said, it is working. So the next thing to do is to get a cart system from here to suck all the mana out of this pool and then take it up to there where it can be used. So let's go back up. Actually, before we do that, let's come here. So something like in here that I'm thinking is what we're going to need. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at those. Plus, we've got Railcraft, so that means the rails are differently. And actually, I'm thinking maybe I could change those to regular stone to make it a little bit easier to see that on the way out, because it's all stone there. Nope, don't care. Let's go back up and go down here. Down. There we go. I'm thinking this should come through here. Would be a nice place to have the because it should be able to hit that mana distributor very nicely and fill this up with mana. And you can see I've been consuming mana out of here doing stuff. So let's come into here, and then the question is exactly where is this going and where is it going down there? That I don't know, and I've got to make some rails. Let's take a quick look at, well, no, rail, no, track. Yep, I always keep wanting to say rails. So we've got Railcraft in the pack, so that means your regular tracks are going to be done. Osmium? Ooh. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that we could do that with osmium. So sticking an osmium will get us some tracks. Or we can get some standard rails and some wooden rail beds. Standard rails, oh, that's pretty easy to craft that up. Bronze, huh? What about steel? Gives us a lot more. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and do some of that. And then what was the other thing? The wooden tiles. That needs some more creosote. Okay, so I'm going to have to do some processing of that. In fact, let's go up. I have over here, I went and kind of cleared out this area that used to have my energizer and got myself a little coke oven in here. So it's, you know, mostly buried out of the way, but that will get me some creosote. Alrighty, so I can make the tracks that I need, but I also need to match those two pieces together. So that I need to do a little bit of work with and figuring out dimensions, etc., and I'll be back. So who has a working slime farm? Me! Hey, that's who. Let's take a look. And things are working swimmingly. In fact, anything that's small or spawns on this extra little piece and falls off, which is typically the small guys, they survive because there's water here, which will keep them from thumping and dying. There's the water here, and they all get transported to this little section where they all die. So that works. Then anything that gets caught by these Narsalimus gets sent down to here to this mana distributor. So let's take this little quick trip into here. Mana distributor distributes into this mana pool. And that way I could just avoid having a pool right there. And this is the mana pump from Botania, pumping into a mana pool minecart. And you can see there's some mana in it. Now there is a capacitor here, then I'm using a sticky one for a good reason. It's going into, well, here, let me, yep, right, got it right here. You can see it's got one of those redstone conduits here. That's going through, right, yep, come on, in we go. That's thumping up against this hardened stone here, and the reason why it's a sticky is because regular comparators won't go on top of a conduit facade, and so that's why I went ahead and did that. Anyway, what happens is when there's a strong enough signal, and even though we're looking at this pump, we're actually detecting what's in this cart. So when it says that it's 14/15 full, whatever that percentage ends up being, then this will go ahead and power that powered rail that's right underneath there, and off it goes. Vroom. And I decided for grins and giggles to do hardened stone all through here, except for this little spot right here, which I completely missed. So I will chop down these stones and put it with the hardened stone, so it's got the same look through here. Got some celestial crystals from the end because, you know, hey, why not? It's a color system, not a color system. It's a light system that's not glowstone. So yay! Even though it kind of looks like glowstone. Anyway, so this charges. It comes running down through here. And yeah, each place here where it's got the booster rack, it's actually painted redstone. And it goes up and 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 up, and comes over here where we've got something very, very similar. There is a redstone torch underneath this block so that this is powered, but as soon as the cart comes up, this has nothing against it, so it's looking for a 0 to uncharge. So it excuse me. It as soon as this has any contents, this will turn on and turn off the redstone torch underneath. In fact, if we break and take a look, yeah, see the redstone conduit is coming down here. It's powering this block because you really can't turn the torch off, but you can hit the block and that'll turn that off, and that works. It does. So let's hop back up and close that up. So what happens then is this will come into here to this mana pool here, and I don't have it set up yet, but I've got a spark and a recessive spark, so it should go ahead and take everything and pump it to these 4 or 5 mana pools. Now this one being a dominant is always going to be full. It's going to be the last one to have any power in it. Mana. So let's see this in action. Down, 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 all the way, thump. All right, so I happen to have here a greater band of mana, and let's triple check. Yep, it needs to be that way. So in you go. So it is going to go ahead and pump in all the mana that it's got here, and this is really fast. It's amazingly fast. So this is actually the slowdown here, but this is going to go ahead and pump in the mana, and as soon as it hits 14/15, I figured I wouldn't wait till it was absolutely full. It really didn't matter. But this will go ahead and fill up and go rocketing off, and as soon as that's done, it should dump off up to about, let's see, if we look at this, it gets to about, if you're looking at the manifold piece, the last, or the first quarter, about a quarter of the quarter, if that makes sense. So that's how much is left. There it goes. Let me snag this. And it's heading on up. We're going to beat him up so we can watch this up there. And here we go. So yeah, it unfortunately doesn't empty all the way out, but that's okay because it just goes down there, and we'll put all the rest, and just watch that thing flood out, and this just goes zoom right up. That's pretty slick. So 14/15 would be a little bit higher, but again, doesn't fill up entirely because it keeps a little bit, and that's okay. Put the spark on there, and let's hit it with the recessive, dink, and watch it just shoot off all that mana out of here. And man, oh man, it's just filling up all my pools, which is exactly what I was wanting this to do. You can just see this one visibly going up. So that is a working system, and really doesn't need me to do diddly squat anymore. Sometimes there's a little tiny amount left here, but sometimes it clears all the way out. Looks like it's going to have a little bit, but that's okay. And where did I get all that mana that I used my here with my band of mana? From these slimes. That's exactly where it was. I had the 4 over there that I consolidated over to this, and as they were just kind of bumping around and doing things, that's how much it was. A little bit over, I think, a full mana pool's worth of mana so far from the slimes, and it works. It works really well. In fact, because I've got the monocle, the what is it called? Yeah, this little monocle I wear, because I've got that on every so often. I was working here and I'd see streaks of mana flying through, and I said, oh, hey, it's working. Yay! So this actually is working really, really nicely. And I have to say thank you to all the people who gave me some suggestions. It's going to be working much better because we have the water over the vector plate, so that brings them in really fast. But we also have a whole bunch of the Narslimus to consume them really fast. I don't have to wait too much for them to move around. And then it just puts it down here. And yeah, we got a nifty little minecart system. All these chunks are loaded, so it should just go ahead and run as long as, there's slimes being generated. And I think that works out pretty nicely. So it's still, it's a couple days after Christmas, but that's okay. I like how the hat doesn't quite fall on my head, but that's okay. It's a loose-fitting hat, and I've got another hat. It's Hatception. Anyway, this is Big Grok the DuckFarmer here on the FTOG Avant3 server, having a blast getting that slime farm actually working. And I hope you had fun too. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.